Hey, what's up? What's up? This your boy Shadow, and I want to get into this new treat that we've been given by Clash of Clans, and it's a Royal Ghost thing, and I'm having loads of fun with it. The Royal Ghost is a new temporary troop that we've been given, and it was initially targeted as a great funneling troop. It can go through walls. It can stay invisible for about 12 seconds. So it's not targeted by defenses, which allows for great funneling. But you're going to see in these videos here that it's way much more fun than that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to take it away pretty soon. But, while we got it, let's enjoy it. All right, let's get into some replays. So initially, I started out with this, treating it as the YouTube content providers that get the ones that get the heads up on everything. Initially, this is how they promoted it. Great funneling troop, the best funneling troop in the game. So initially, that's what I used it as. But then I stumbled across the video from Clash with Corey showing a mass attack, and that literally changed the game. Yeah, it's broken, but it's only for 15 days, and you'll see in a few of the videos that I have upcoming. The few of the replays that I have upcoming. You'll see how OP this is. So initially, I used the ghost as a great funnel. So watch this. All of my troops are going in. I'm coming in with the standard P.E.K.K.A. Bowitch attack at Town Hall 11. All of my troops go into the core. Rarely does that happen, right? I mean, you got to be, one of those pros to set up that kind of funnel. Drop a poison for the CC. All my troops continuing through the core. There's single infernos there. So initially, I see that. I got my ice golem that then came out the CC with a couple valves. So I started my bats a little early. But I got 3 freezes. So I'm not too worried. One of the wizard towers were down, so it was not a biggie as far as having enough freezes. Like I said, single infernos. One of the wizard towers on this attack was down, so I had plenty of freezes. I used one of my last freezes. I actually swagged a freeze, I think. Nope, I used it. But I was using it on the single inferno tower to protect my troops that were making their way over there. But pretty standard attack at Town Hall 11. The only difference is I dropped a few troops to create room for the Royal Ghosts, whatever that troop is called, for a great funnel. And voila. The next attack I'm going to show, though, I want to change it up. I want to see what else I can do with this, right? So I'm coming in with some E-Drags. I started with 6 E-Drags in this one. I use the Royal Ghost this time. I want to target air defenses because that's the biggest threat against E-Dragons, are air defenses. And look where all the air defenses are on this particular base. 2 near the between 6 and 9 area, and 1 near about the 10:30 area. And the other one is on the 3 o'clock side with a couple wizard towers. So I'm like, man, if I can get to those wizard towers, that would be great. But again, I only started out with 8 ghosts, 8 royal ghosts. And I started noticing something during this. And that is, what do you call those things? Ground skellies. They can be a deterrent against them. So I used them all. I did manage to get 1 air defense and didn't get that second wizard tower down. But, so I'm like, man, is 6 E-Drags going to be enough for this base? So I come in, I use my royals on the opposite side that I came in with the Royal Ghost, trying to thin out the base as much as I can so that my E-Drags just have a line to go up. And so I drop a rage on my slammer because I seen it was about to bust. See how much value it can get from that. Didn't get much. Didn't take the eagle down. Pop my Grand Warden ability. I'm coming in. I got 1 more rage left. and then my bats. Now, at this point, there's only one wizard tower up, so I should be good with bats. And so I drop a bat bomb. I didn't. I usually do bat waves with bats, but my drags were coming close to all of that. All those that Tesla farm there. So I said I should try probably drop a bat bomb instead of waiting for them to build up away from the defenses. And it worked out pretty well. I had plenty of time on this attack. Worked out pretty well. Yeah. I'm going to. I started out with Town Hall 11 playing with this, but I do eventually go to Town Hall 12, and I found it more difficult at Town Hall 12. This is actually me hitting up a brand new baby Town Hall 12. You see, the Eagle is up there, though. The Eagle's been upgraded, and I'm not sure. I think he was upgrading the Town Hall at that time, so even if it was a level 1, it wouldn't have, been attacking anyway. So, but just like I did with the first one, I'm starting now with the mass Royal Ghosts. Just like I did with the first one, I'm trying to thin out the base. So I'm coming on and I'm targeting wizard towers now because I have all ghosts and then just my heroes with a siege machine. So at this and I want to use bats for cleanup. So at this point, my main goal is to target splash. There's only one splash inferno, and that's the one in front of the eagle. And you see how the wizard towers were arranged on this, all in corners. So they were easy to access with the ghosts. Wasn't too many trash buildings on the outside preventing my ghosts from having to, waste time on the trash buildings. Just one or two layers of trash building before I was reaching defenses. So I was able to take those out, thin the base out, and now I'm coming in with my heroes and my wall wrecker. I'm going to push straight to that Infernal Tower and Eagle. Then I'm going to come from the top with my bats because there's no splash damage up top and there's just one single Inferno. I have enough freezes to work with that, which I end up using on the Eagle and that Infernal Tower just so that make sure that my record did make it through that last layer of wall. Pop my king ability, to put some more troops on the board. But this was so OP, so OP. And at this point, I started loving it, really loving it. And I've been farming with just this army for Town Hall 11 since, and will be doing such for the remainder of this event time. So I'm going to get into Town Hall 12s now. Before I started with the Town Hall 12, I just wanted to do an FC to practice, the strategy that I just did at Town Hall 11. I get 35 instead of 32. I get 35 ghosts, royal ghosts, whatever you call these things, at Town Hall 12 versus Town Hall 11. I can only bring 32, and I top it off with a wizard. So again, I'm targeting splash defenses. Look at where all of the wizard towers are on this base. And I made sure when I was doing my FC that I started off with single infernos. Now, I know when I go out for my legends hits, I can't guarantee what I'm going to be facing, but I wanted to get used to the timing of deploying these ghosts and before I would send in my royals. And I've actually been noticing if I get my royal push started about the minute 30 mark, I should still be good on time because this is a very slow attack. It takes time to break through because they're slow. They're not a fast troop. Now, I did see a video where they've incorporated a few haste spells. But I haven't been lucky yet on that one. I'm going to keep practicing with that because I think that would be more beneficial. The faster you can get those royal ghosts in through the layers, the better off you'll have, the higher the chance you will have with getting your 3-star. So I've managed to take out, two wizard towers so far. I still got 10 ghosts left. Taking out another wizard tower after my ghost targets that builder hut up top. It goes for that wizard tower, which I know he's not going to make it. Oh, he did. He did make it. So, yeah. And so I'm going to use the last few. I'm going to target that infernal tower and then continue to work on my funnel. So in comes now. I'm near the minute 30 mark. Actually, it doesn't show it on here because I had plenty of time. But I'm near the minute 30 mark when I started with my wall record. Didn't want a time fail on this. I popped my warden ability early because my wall record is being targeted by the single infernal, and I needed to get to that second layer of wall. So I popped my warden ability early, popped my king ability early to put more troops on the board, make sure they get in there and get that town hall, and then I immediately start with my bats. I bring two or three freezes. Two or three freezes have been working for me because, again, you never know how many splash damage buildings are going to be left up. And I'm going to show you also at the end, I did have a few fails. And I'm going to show you why I've been failing, what I've been noticing that's causing the fails. One is having your ghosts being tied up by ground skellies, because they will target those ground skellies once they're tripped. And another one was the queen was still up. So the queen was still up just taking out my bats. And you'll see that in the last replays that I show. So again, I like these square bases. Not worried if I get a single or multi, but this is actual all singles. And notice where the splash damage wizard towers are at. They're all near edges, so I'm confident I can get to these wizard towers. I'm confident I'm gonna be able to thin out this base. I'm just gonna speed this up because, like I said, this is a very slow attack. So I'm just double timing it right now. And yeah, just self-targeting these ghosts all around, trying to thin out those layers so that I can get to those wizard towers. That's the goal. And don't do one at a time. You got to be able to multitask both sides of the base. And, and then I'm going to bring my heroes up, straight up the gut through the CC, just like I did in the previous ones. Still able to my heroes are coming in, and you see I'm still dropping ghosts. You got to be able to multitask. Pop my abilities early. Now look what's left on the base here. No splash damage. Right? Only thing is the eagle and the town hall. My heroes are breaking in, coming into that next layer. Queen's going to be able to shoot over the wall to get that. The ice golem got killed, so it froze it for a little bit. Queen takes down the town hall. And I got freezes to hold the eagle. Yeah, I'm good. Those storages, that's another thing I was noticing. You really don't want to end with time trying to fight storages, take down storages, because bats are strong, but they're super slow against storages. Yeah. So this next one, this is the last replay I'm going to show you before my fails. Very, very common base, right? Everyone knows this base. Look where all the splash damage is located. Multis, again, only one multi. The others are singles. And again, I'm just going to thin out the base. I love that the wizard towers on this base were all on the outside because I can target them without having to first target trash buildings. That will slow you down to when I was doing some FCs, I started noticing bases that have a lot of trash on the outside take the longest to get to the defenses, and those are the ones that I typically get a time fill on. Yeah, so look for that. So I'm taking out anyone. Now looking at this, do you know where I'm going to attack from? Am I going to come in from the bottom? Am I going to come in from the top? Because the base is being thin in an up and down fashion. I want to come in at the top because that the top is actually the closest to the town hall, and you want to be able to try to get the town hall down with your heroes. It's pretty tough, almost impossible to get the town hall down once it's activated with your bats. Now, I have seen replays, and I have also done it myself, taking down the town hall with the Royals. Those town halls that are near the outside or on the outside, go for them with the ghosts, the Royal Ghosts. You can take that out that way. That way, that's done, and then you can just send your heroes in and then clean up with the Royal Ghost. I actually had a couple of those, but so pretty simple, internet base. Loving this attack strategy. Let's get into the fails now. I'm gonna show the fails at a higher speed because, like I said, this is a very slow attack strategy. And like I said, you're gonna see the two things that I started noticing that was causing my fails: the layers of trash that it takes to get to the splash defenses. So you saw all those layers, and I've yet to get to these wizard towers yet, right? You see all the stuff you got to get to on this particular base to get to the wizard towers. So yeah, and these are all multis. So I'm struggling to get into there. Wasn't able to create a great funnel up top. And I'm looking like, wow, how am I gonna take this base down? But like I said, what I've been noticing, ground skellies, because they will target ground skellies once they're targeted. So they're gonna, if a ground skelly is near the outside where you're deploying it at, it's going after the ground skellies, not your intended target. So you got to keep that in mind. And look how that queen that was up in the middle was just tearing my bats up. So yeah, that's one way to fail. Again, look at the layers that it's taking to get to the defenses. Now, if I would have come in mostly from the south side, I probably would have fared better. But look at where the Infernal Towers are. Look at where the Wizard Towers are at. I got to get into the base to get to them. This probably would have worked better had I had hastes to speed up, because look at the distance they have to travel. They're only good for 12 seconds. So I come in then with my heroes. I've only thinned out the top side. I've come in with my heroes, and I'm running out of freeze spells now. That last wizard tower, I'm not going to have enough freeze spells for. I actually did get it. But the queen, she was just tearing my bats up. And I time fell with the queen standing up and another defense. But yeah, it's fun. You try it out too. See you next time.